Woohoo!
What?
Yep.
Yo, we got so many comments on just like obviously the first episode.
Yeah.
But we even got a bunch of comments from on the second episode,
Even
which I
views
think was
too. That's cool.
the views were up.
Yeah.
I know the girls, one of the girls at least that we watched and like responded to. I don't know if she messaged you, but it was pretty cool
both
to
of
hear.
them did, and even the big homie.
All right, we're gonna do something fun.
Yeah, we're going straight to the point. So this is Desert Storm week/weekend, and we're just gonna do a quick game of
Who does Beast think is gonna win?
but no explanation. I just have to pick this person or that person or tie. But
No.
I can't overdo it.
Yeah, you can't overdo the ties. If it's a legitimate
I'll do
tie,
tie, but then I'll do like my preference because I just don't want y'all to get too mad at me.
I think people are gonna get mad at you.
Well, I'll accept all your rounds if you get mad at me. It
That's
doesn't matter.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. All right. So you have to do it right away. You just have to say right away, and we're just gonna go. And I'm just gonna go down this list now. I don't think this is the updated list of Desert Storm, but it's the one that we have in front of us. So we're just gonna go down.
Let's do it.
All right. We're starting with the DJ. You like him or no?
Al? I love DJ Al.
All right. There we go. All right. So I need to go to the back of the list. Baby Dead End versus Baby Rex.
Baby Rex.
Okay.
Wait, is he Twin Rex now? Anyways, go ahead.
It's not updated. Crowns Fam versus Skills Fam.
Skills.
Ooh. DNA versus Bullet.
DNA.
Okay.
I love Bullet though, but DNA, he's crazy.
Kill Bill versus Landmine.
Ooh, Kill Bill.
Okay. Twin Capone versus Twin Dead End. There's just gonna be so many sounds.
Twin.
I
would say Twin Capone.
Twin Capone.
I think so.
Dice versus Fun and Games.
Dang, that's a really good battle. I can't wait to see that. I would say Dice.
Okay. Miho Ra versus Matrix.
Miho Raw.
Okay.
But I think Matrix is gonna do some very, very crazy things. So I could be wrong.
All right. Hercules versus Lil Skills.
I don't think Herc is coming anymore, but I would say Herc.
Yeah, that dude's been killing it.
Herc is, and we've been sessioning with him. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's strong.
His name fits him.
Yeah.
Very much so. Queen Crook versus Queen Dead End.
Queen Dead End. Yeah, Queen Dead End.
Gambino versus Queen Cannon.
Gambino.
All right. Girl Tetris versus Princess Dead End.
Girl Tetris.
City Rock versus Biggie. Ooh.
I think Biggie. But I think City Rock is gonna surprise a lot of people. So I could be wrong.
C4 versus Lady Dead End. Or sorry, Lady C4 versus Lady Dead End.
That's a crazy lineup. Lady C4.
All right. Bullpen versus No One Fam.
I think that one's changed, but I would go with No One Fam. Wait, who's in the No One Fam? Is it No
I can't
One?
really tell off of that picture. It looks like No One and a girl.
Actually, Bullpen.
Bruiser versus Cannon.
Bruiser.
We're going Antics versus Riot. Ooh, we start getting the heavy stuff. Riot, all right.
But I think Antics is gonna possibly change the game, or do something that will possibly change the game. Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah.
So if it hits, it's like, oh my gosh. But Riot has been away from the US, so
we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what he's been up to.
That built up and being away from your daughter, yeah. Exactly, Mac. All right, next one.
All right, we're going Jungle versus Pun.
I'd say Jungle.
All right. You thinking too much right now.
Yeah.
All right. Lil Dead End versus Lady Stain.
Lady Stain.
All right. Disco versus Spoof.
Disco. But I love Spoof. Love you.
Knives versus Oxy with all their talk. All the back and forth.
Knives.
We're going Ruck Boy versus Guns.
Ruck Boy.
Ooh. Trinity versus Taminator. Come on.
Trinity.
Oh, shoot. We're going to Rex versus Solo.
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 My crump child. The inner crump child wants Solo to win. Yeah. I know Rex told me he has something that's like he's gonna do something that's never been done, in like a trick realm. That he was supposed to do it on me because the original battle was me and Rex, and then 1K and Solo. But we're both going to Brazil, so Rex was like, "Yeah, I had something for you," and blah blah blah. I was like, "Dang!" So,
all right, so Ruin versus Proof.
Proof.
All right.
If Ruin calls me out, I'll be like, "Damn, that's the 15th time, bro. You sure?" Now it's gonna be an amazing. I think that would be a good ender maybe for the event.
Yeah.
I think Rex and Solo would be dope, but I think Ruin and Proof should end it.
Yeah.
And ironically, I think it was last Desert Storm, me and Proof ended that event, and it was probably one of the best battles like I've been in, and from a lot of people what they said, just one of the best Krump battles because very good.
When did Rex and Solo find out that they're battling and not battling you and 1K?
Or us guys? A while now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've had
they've had time. Okay, yeah, they've had time. Let's see.
That's it. All right, we're gonna keep a tally.
That was quick.
We're gonna keep a tally of all your predictions,
right.
And we're gonna see how much you get right. If you get 90%, I'll get you ice cream.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's what's gonna push me to. I mean, I'm gonna watch the footage regardless, but
the ice cream is gonna push you.
Yes.
All right, Chai.
But again, just something fun for the podcast. Don't take it too seriously, but if y'all do, I'll take it seriously too. So the rounds ain't nothing, but yeah, it was just a quick game.
Real quick game.
If you need some explanations, I don't have some because I'm just going from one or the other.
You're shooting.
But yeah, good luck to everyone battling. Enjoy y'all time. I wish I was there. Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest events this year in the U.S. They have a kids like showcase tournament.
I think that's like the coolest thing.
Yeah, so it's like 10 invited kids. Like that's the best in the U.S. and I think some out of the U.S., which is amazing. They even have a Krump choreography joint. So yeah, and then workshops, Miss Prissy, Solo, Bruiser. I think that's all of them. Yeah, I'm going off of the top of the dome. So, and then there's the tournament. Bad News, Dread, Bruiser is judging. Cash prize, and then all those main event battles. So, but obviously all the chilling and whatnot. So if you're there, enjoy yourself. Yeah, get off for me because I'm not there. Womp womp.
But you're gonna be in Brazil. That's pretty dope.
I'll be in Brazil with 1K. I just did my shout out video, which was hard. And yeah, we'll be there, doing the same thing, judging, teaching, battling. And then I don't know if I'm judging the all style part, but there's an all style thing there. And speaking of all style, Rev has a question for you guys.
It's not. I mean, if y'all don't know,
or a concern.
If y'all don't know, I won.
Yeah, champion.
Cause I cheated.
Yeah.
Yo, so I won that event that we talked about last episode that was held here. I don't know. Do you think that it is unethical, or do you think I shouldn't have entered into a battle in my own studio?
Yeah. So basically, there was an event Thursday that we told y'all from last week. That it was all rock music, quote and unquote. Some of them was pop. Some of them was Michael Jackson. What? Not even a cover. It was legit. It was beat
Michael Jackson pop in the final.
Yeah.
Even the judges were like,
"What?
Can we do a second round, please?"
Yeah. So he won an event in his studio, and he joined last minute, and he's just wondering if that's okay. I think that's super okay, and I think if you're not like staff too, like if you're not even like part of the organization team, that gives it more on the okay side. And even if you are in the organization team, a lot of like other countries that I've experienced, like they do that too. So Gaku from Japan, he runs Tournament Buck, and he still joins his own event. And the first time that I went, he won, and it was kind of the same situation. Like, what? It's kind of rigged, or maybe because there was sympathy that he was the event organizer. But I was like, he was really on. There was so many ties and stuff. But the next year, he didn't even like pass prelim. So, that year was just his year. Yeah. So in my opinion, I think it's okay, and it's even like super okay from overseas. Like Slam, he does these crazy Russian events that's like so on point, but he enters the first time I seen him, he entered like a Seven of Smoke and just demolished it, and you could just tell he was so tired, blah blah blah. And just in other KRUMP Pirate stuff, he did like fan battles, went to the finals, and I think he won. Yeah, so I think it's just okay. That doesn't mean do it, but that doesn't mean not do it.
Yeah, so, I feel like
because they was complaining.
I feel like I don't know if it was just a mix of I'm not in the All Styles community and I entered last minute and then won, and so they're like, who is this dude? He hasn't paid his dues.
Good.
If it's like a situation of like the people thought maybe the judges knew that I was the owner, which I don't think any of them did. Yeah. Maybe Boogie Bot. Yeah. Boogie Bot. I think he knows that it was my studio, but I've never met the other two judges, and so I really don't think that there's an element of bias there. But yeah, man, I feel like some people were not happy about the W. I feel like I was catching that feeling a little bit at the event and after the event.
Well, to me it's just funny that like there was people that felt that, and then there was people that was just like cool with it, especially with the bro that you were in the finals with. He should be the one that's kind of the most complaining, but since he's in the all-style community or open style, whatever you want to call it, like he's there, he knows how tournaments are and battles and whatnot. Yeah, he was cool with it.
Yeah, shout out Hyperbolic Q. Yeah, that dude is tight. Yeah, that like it was cool. I think he was my favorite person to be battling against because we went against each other 2 different times during it. I beat him both times, but on the second one, I was like, for real, like, dude, I thought you had that one,
right?
And but yeah, it was really dope. It was a cool event. It was definitely different, and I mean, I grew up on metal. I grew up on punk music. I grew up, and the funny thing was because I don't know. The first 2 battles I got, they were just played some pop punk. Yeah. And I got pissed. I was like, I started yelling.
It was.
I started yelling at the DJ.
He demanded at the DJ, like, play some metal. I was like, yeah, do that. Yeah, it was a fear that Mad Lions was gonna 7-0 everyone, but Rev took her out, and Madlines had like 4 points, 3 points, 4 points.
Yeah, she was up there.
Yeah, and then Rev and Hyperbolic had 5. Yeah, and then it was like 2 minutes before it was done, so they made them do like a final. But yeah, I don't see why there should be an issue, especially if you're an organizer.
Enjoy your
whoever
enjoy
wins,
your
wins.
like work that you you put in,
and that's low key the point. Like, this is a platform, like, in general, but this is a platform. And then if someone comes out of nowhere, that's how like stars or like household names are made. So why why be weird about that? If someone out of nowhere came out, or someone came out of nowhere and then like won, that should be like, yo, like my event did that, and maybe it could encourage this person to join more tournaments, because that was the first time you did a 7 to Smoke, right?
Yeah, I honestly, I'm glad that I was like 4 people down, because I was about to make a fool of myself and be like, how does this work? How do you do this? And luckily I just like
caught on.
Yeah, kept my calm. I was like, I will figure it out, and I did, and then I won.
No cheating.
But yeah, and then, but yeah, and it's also, I feel like, the conversation in the past with studio owners has always been like, who owns the studio, and are they actually a part of the community, or are they just kind of feeding off of it and not really contributing?
Right.
So my thought
Right.
is like, if you're a studio owner and you're really about it, about what you're actually connected to, there's no reason why you shouldn't be entering in events, especially if it's an event at your own place. I was afraid though. I was for sure like scared, because like, this is my studio, this is my home. So like, man, if you lose, you're like, you kind of, do I hand them my keys? Like, all right, here's my debt too.
Hyperbolic cue. Here's my debt. Not the grants though. Not the grants.
Those are mine.
But yeah, I think it's all good. It's all good, and hopefully, it's not a reoccurring problem. That Rev brought up a good point of like how that conversation got serious of. Yeah, like who owns the studio, and then are they part of the scene, or like what's their resume, and blah blah blah, or are they just like working these dancers, and then getting a fat check while, but that's not the case here, because
for
he's
people
involved in a lot.
I'm in the scene, but also for anybody who was wondering, I don't get paid from the studio. I will in 2023, and that's going to be the first time that I've ever received a check, or will receive a check, in 6 years of having the Cypher spot. So, I think because when I was talking to somebody, and this is kind of like when I started catching like the vibe of like, oh, you guys are a little upset, is like, they're like, oh, well, I hope you enjoyed the money. And then when I had to tell them like, oh, I'm buying signage for the studio, and then that's what made it okay that I won. They were like, oh cool, like they got more excited. Like, you weren't excited that I just won. It needed to be put to something that you were okay with.
That's funny.
So,
well, we'll pray for y'all if you receive it or not, but we'll still pray. We did a session this week, which was fun.
And we vlogged it.
Yeah, we did vlog it.
That'll be coming out this week.
Yeah, Rev followed me around with a camera. That was a new experience, but that was fun. I was like, all right. Just from the vision of like what we're looking at, it was fun, and just seeing like the behind the scenes, and again, just like being more vocal on what happens. It's very easy to just judge on what you just see on YouTube, but you don't see the behind the scenes. So yeah, for me to explain, like, I gather music or try to make certain loops for a session, and then timing. Even like, here is a very simple tip of how to keep your session live. Do not let the track end and let that quiet dead time in the music happen. So I always pay attention if it's about to end or if someone's about to jump in. I kind of not go to the way beginning, because it's not about intros and whatnot. Your intros in session is kind of faster than battles. So I always kind of go to where the beat already dropped. So maybe like a minute in or 45 seconds in, depending on the beat. But yeah, so keep in mind with that. So usually I have my phone, that's my DJ player app, whatever. But even if it was through a laptop for this weekend or this week, I just always look over. I see the bar about to finish. And even if it's during someone's round, I try to do it somewhat on beat, or at least like on the 8. And then if it goes to a random part, yeah. So that's a really quick tip. So I'm going to say it again. A really quick tip to keep your sessions live is don't let the track die out. And then when it has that awkward dead time, no sound, cut that out and put the track where the beat has already dropped and keep looping it. So that's why I created loops, or make loops for myself. And I started to make loops 13 minutes long, so I don't have to keep looking back, So yeah, I want to post that as a reel. But for sure, like, that's a thing that's behind the scenes of why, because everyone's like, and then and hey, restart that track, and then the intro, and then just those seconds are so valuable of keeping the liveness and keeping the energy up, and it works for any types of tracks. So if the session is kind of mellow and mellowed out, everyone's tired, I do the same even if the track is slower. I just don't let that dead time happen. So we had a couple of dope battles. You battled Lil Blizzo. Lil Blizzo. He's part of the unofficial top 8 rookies. We're still trying to figure that out, but he's in the chat. Atrocity battled Barcavelli. That was really dope. Barcavelli did a crazy Rascal tribute. It was woof, 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 woof. And he danced to ER's track in the Cage 3. It was crazy. Atrocity, he danced to like a non-KRUMP music, and it was dope because it was like, it made us feel like we just wanted to turn up. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the name of that song? we got our young producer over there.
And then I battled Hornet 5 rounds. It was fun, interesting, and yeah, that's that. So for this week, hopefully Concrete will be on a podcast. I was just with him before the training, and we shot a dope KRUMP choreography. And then, yeah, I was like, bro, you want to be on a podcast? He said, hell yeah. So that, and also getting him on the website with teaching, so he's super excited about that as well.
We got 3 new classes coming out.
Still 3 new classes with 3 for this week, and I can't wait because I'm like over expanding with the first 3. I've been like just so in there, to where I'm like, all right, I think I have a pretty good sense of what this is, and it's like in my muscle memory, so I'm ready for the next ones.
That night was a blur. Did we do 3 or did we shoot 4?
We did 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that night was hard. Everyone was so tired and not feeling it, but
it was like, but then also the classes were crazy,
freaking
and so
hard.
I was like,
yeah, I was like, yo, from how tired and exhausted we are mentally and physically, and the level of this class, I was like, my brain like actually hurted. So you guys will see it as 10 minutes, but it took us like 2.5 hours to film with a lot of dead time.
It's just like straight drills, but then it was like finding the drills.
Yeah, which is
a lot.
Yeah, which was good training for me, just finding it. But yeah, I mean, speaking of training, this week I've been sore. The last week really woke up my body training, and I was sore until like Thursday. That's why when I battled Hornet, my body was like not good. But it's just humbling. So I was like, all right. It's like what they say, you know, make your like last results as like your warm up, and that should be your goal. So, you know, our 100% should be our warm up eventually, you know. So I think my body feels better now because we did do a training. It wasn't as hard as last week, but maybe it was more harder on the lower body. But we'll see. I do feel better, and I just did the video with concrete. So this is why I think I just want to keep training, because, you know, to be a professional dancer, you have to. I literally woke up from a nap, and concrete was like, "Hey, I'm across the street. Let's do some video real quick." And I said, I got till 7, bro. And it was like an hour 30. I went across the street, helped him make choreo, and then filmed it. I loved the bro, Barcavelli, but he kept messing up. I said, damn, the first 2 takes, I was good. I was like, wow. And then we did it like 6 times.
Dang.
I was like, fuck. But
it takes a lot out of you.
It takes a lot. And I was sweating to my car, and then drove. And halfway here, I was done sweating. And then I sweated again. So speaking on training, knowledge, you know, and updating you guys weekly, I read something super dope in the same book, Doing Church as a Team. And it just talks about like a different perspective of why you should serve and use your gifts. So most of the time, we think of it as more as a external thing, like we're helping others with our gifts, but the book talks about how it even helps us grow as an individual, you know. And it uses the Nile River, or one of the rivers, when the author went to see it, and it talked about how, even though it was like, dang, the story might not be right, but it was like really clear. It was really like a really good river, but because it didn't have minerals to serve others, like it just wasn't a place that like people can flourish, you know. So that's what makes it like a nice river to look at, but nothing is living there, you know, because it doesn't have anything that serves people. So it's just like a cool perspective, because most of the time when we think, oh, I'm serving people, it's for others, but it's a good perspective of like, well, this is for my growth too. Yeah, that's another reason why God like gifts us, and, you know, talking about teamwork and whatnot. So for people that wants to grow, it's not just like an internal thing, like, well, I'm in my room, I'm meditating, I'm praying, I'm reading the Bible. You actually have to go out and use your gifts, and you're still feeding yourself in a way and growing while you're serving others. So just that little detail, I was like, oh, that's nice. Yeah,
that is nice.
So yeah, don't be scared to use your gifts. If you're a person that wants to keep growing as a person, that's a good way to grow, is to keep serving. Obviously, find your boundaries and find your limitations, and make sure you get poured into. But yeah, so that's that. Let's see how the schedule goes this week, and even next week too. Maybe if we do one with concrete, then we'll drop it like later in the week, because I'll be in Brazil. But I was planning to do a bootleg one, either with sound only or sound and video with 1K, and maybe like the organizer there too, so y'all get to meet the organizer from Brazil. I think that'll be cool. But if not, but I do want to do one with 1K while I'm out there. That's the goal. So keep me accountable. Concrete, 1K, Brazil.
Let us know who you got as the winners at
Desert Storm.
Who do you think is going to win? Solo or Rex, let us know.
Or Proof or Ruin.
Or
Bruiser.
Oxy.
And Oxy.
And Oxy. Oxy and Oxy.
Oxy,
Oxy.
or Clean.
Oh, shoot.
That's a round. You'd be like, that's not a good joke. Rounds. Okay. All right, y'all. Bye. Yeah.